All right, what is the easiest way to get backlinks to my website? All right, so backlinks to your website, just to catch you up. The reason that backlinks are important is backlinks, and a backlink is when one website links to another website. So a big part of Google's algorithm is getting other websites to link to your website. So for example, if the New York Times links to your website, Google knows that the New York Times is a very authoritative website. So when Google sees a link going from the New York Times that links to your website, then Google makes a couple of assumptions. They assume, well, since the New York Times is a very authoritative website, and the reason they know they're an authoritative website is because they look at what other websites link to them, and they also look at how much content they have and a lot of other things. But those are two big things. But they look at the New York Times, they say, because the New York Times is an authoritative website, we don't think that they're going to just link to a spammy website. So we're going to basically take the fact that they're linking to this other website, and we're going to almost look at that as like a recommendation. It's kind of like they're vouching for you. And as a result, because the New York Times links to your website, the Google now looks at your website as being more authoritative and will bump you up a little bit in the PageRank score. And PageRank is it used to be public, now it's private, but basically it's kind of how Google ranks websites. So this obviously happens on a lot of different levels. Not everyone's going to get links from the New York Times, and most websites out there are not as powerful as the New York Times. Most websites will pass what's called link juice, and that's basically what the industry term is that when a website links to you, the authority that's passed from that website to your website is called link juice. So what's the easiest way to get links? Well, there's a couple ways. You can sign up for, and there's a lot of different types of links too. There's a lot of different links that you can get from like citations. So for example, like good ones to get would be like FindLaw and Avo and Justia and Martindale-Hubbell, and then also your local bar associations if they have links. Florida Bar, I know links to attorney websites, or does Florida Bar? California Bar definitely links to attorney websites. I can't remember off the top of my head if Florida Bar links to websites. But any sort of organization like that, Chamber of Commerce's, local bar associations, Better Business Bureau, that's a really good one. It's expensive. It's like $500 for the year, but it's a really good one, and Google likes it. Yelp is another really good one where if you get, most people have a Yelp profile, but if you don't have a Yelp profile, make sure that you have a Yelp profile and make sure you're signed up for that Yelp profile because Google really likes it. So those are easy ways to get links. Another way you can do it is, and another thing that's really important is like relevancy. So you can be relevant in your practice area. So like if a website that talks about personal injury or injuries or car accident or something like that, if that links to a personal injury attorney's website, that's really good for the topical relevancy. But another part of relevancy, why do I keep kicking my thing here? Another part of relevancy is local relevancy. And that means that websites that are local to your area. So if you're located in Naples, Florida, then you want other businesses in Naples, Florida to link to you. And one of the easiest ways that we do this is by making donations to youth sports organizations. So we'll go to Google, we'll search, Naples Youth Hockey, Naples Youth Basketball, Naples Youth Cheerleading, Naples Youth Soccer, softball, whatever it is, dance, 4-H club, anything you can do. Go to their website, look and see if they have a sponsored page, right? And if they have a sponsored page, send them an email. Say, hey, I'd like to make a donation to you guys. Just want to make sure that I'm going to get a link from your website. Most of the time, they'll be fine. Usually, the donations are anywhere from $100 to $200, and it's usually like a year link. A lot of times, they'll stay up longer than that because the organizations don't take them down. But you can renew every year if you want to. But those are good for local relevancy. So that's a really good way to get links. That's actually probably the easiest way. Is just you're not technically paying. I mean, you're paying for it, you're making a donation. That's one of the best ways to do it. There's a lot of other black hat ways to get links, more tricky ways, or not tricky, more advanced ways that I don't necessarily want to go into because I don't want to be giving advice that's going to, if you do it wrong, you can definitely screw up your website. So I don't want and waste a lot of money. So I'm not going to give advice on that. But if you stick with those types of things, then you'll be on a good path to getting good links.